Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon. How's it going, guys, all around the world? Another quick video from me. I'm working on my 2001 model VW Microbus, also known as the Vanagon T3, I think you call it. This is the van that I have over here, and today what I'm going to show you guys is I was actually stuck in a situation where I was trying to fix my front wiper jets, because the water wasn't coming out over there, and when I pressed the lever to actually release the water out of the jets, nothing was coming out, and there was no sound coming from the motor. Now the motor was actually this old school. Let me just go and find this motor for you quickly over here. Where did I put that motor now? Anyways, okay, that's going to be still much of a mission. I threw that motor away. It's the old motor, the original motor that came with the vehicle. So under the front, here's the water canister where the water goes in, that shoots up to your wiper jets, and there's two bolts over there. I bought a new bolt. I had to hacksaw that bolt off to get this thing off, because it's just rusted itself completely closed. So there's two new bolts over there that you have to undo, and then the motor, get under here. The motor, if you can see it, sitting behind this bottle. It's clipped in over there. I think it's on that side. Anyways, one of the sides is over here. There's wires that you can see leading at the back. It's connected over here on behind this bolt up against this metal part at the back, so it's difficult. You have to actually remove the bottle in order for you to get the motor off. But anyways, I bought a new motor at Volkswagen over here, which deals with VW and Audi space. So I bought the aftermarket one, and yeah, I fit the motor in, I tested it, and the motor's working right. But that wasn't the actual main thing. Once I fit the motor and I was successful with that, then I thought, let's test it and check. And when I tested it, there was nothing coming out of the water jets over here. So these water jets, there was nothing coming out of it, and the water was instead spilling out of the front of the grill over here. The water was coming out there like little droplets all over, but nothing was coming out of the actual jets over there. So what I done was I stripped this front, and I tried to find out where the water cables going to that actually shoots the water. So I found it, and I laid my hand all the way till there at the back of the slide. This is the actual water cable that shoots through here. The water goes up, and it goes into a little hole over here, right, and it's enclosed, and you can't see nothing over there. So yeah, I went onto YouTube, I checked the threads and stuff like that to check how do I actually come out, because what I actually discovered was that these were clipped in the water jets, but there was no cable. This cable was laying in here somewhere, and it's very small. Like you can see the size of my small finger and the size of that hole, so you could barely get anything in over there, right? And then I checked, this one was out and this one was out, but I actually found both now, and I plugged it into the jet. So this one is plugged in, this one is plugged in. But the whole thing is, everyone said I had to strip the whole entire front and dash of the car, of the van. So I tried to think, no man, I can't strip this entire thing. There must be another way. I looked all kinds of angles. Long story short, I took this cabio out of here, right? So it's still laying on the seat over here, but basically it's just like there's a little screw over here, 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, and then there was a little screw under here that I had to over here screw out over here, this one, and then there's in some of yours there's another screw over here. But basically that came out right. And then what I saw was, when I looked here at the back, if you look on top there, you see there's a little light. If I shine this thing in over here, let me zoom in on that little light over there. You see that cable there? You can see the water cables coming up over there. You see? So, and if you look far at the back, you'll see a little light shining through over there, and you can actually fit your hand to feed that cable in there. If you see, so I fed it back in there. I don't know if I can zoom anymore, but that over there is where you are. That is where the water cable is going through to come out to your jets. So it's actually it's like cable tied with a kind of a clip onto the panel, but basically that is where you see that port over there where the water comes out. That's the inside over there where that cable is coming from the water pump, and it's led through that steel part of the vehicle, the front, and then the cable runs across all the way up at the back to that part where it lights up like that there, you see. So it tucks under there and it comes out there on top in there over there. So yeah, I found it actually that I could actually I put my hand in here and I found the cable, and then I took it over here and I put my little finger up in here, and then I just fed it back out that hole, and then I saw that it splits. It makes a splitting, so the shorter end of the cable, the water pipe goes through this first jet, and then there's a second part that runs all along this panel right across there. You can see it going. It goes in at the back there, all what's the name. So now the one on the far right, that one I needed to, you see that clips over there, that's over there on the panel. So it runs all along the side until it gets to the next water jet, and then what I done was to try and find out what's going on over there. Let's go to the other side, and then I came over here on this side to the front driver's side of the vehicle, and I actually took off this cover that goes over the front over here with the dials. So this cover came on over here, this cover goes on over like that. It just clips in over here, right? It clips in, and you just put your hand at the back and you clip one clip and you clip another clip over here, boop, and there you go, then it's out. So then you clip it out, you take this thing off, right? As you can see, that's the clip over there, that's in the inside, and that's the clip. It just clips in at the back over here into that section over there, tucks in there, and there's small clips over here, all these small clips over here that just plugs in. You see these ones, small little clips that just clips in, so you can just gently tug on it and it will come loose. And I took this off so that I could see better, so some light could come in at the back over there. And then I went to the front of the vehicle over here, and I tried to actually look down here, and I couldn't see anything. And then I went under here and I tried to see what's up here. Then I saw there was two little rubbers over here. I still have to put the one in, and I tried to put my finger in here. So I plug this one rubber out over here that actually leads up to the back over here, if you can see. The light's a bit bad, sorry about that, but there's two over there. So I plug the one out, and you can actually see what's going on in there at the back. And there was water coming out of there when I squirted the water, so I knew the pipe was laying some at the back, because literally it's just, there's the jet, there's the hole, there's the jet, there's the hole. So I thought it's somewhere here at the back, there must be a way. So what I done was I took a torch and I put a small little torch in here to shine a bright light in there, so that I could have a better view from this angle to see. And when I shine the torch up in there, a bright one in this hole, there's another one. I only took out one of it. I could have taken out both, but I just took out one and I shined a bright torch up in there, and then I looked into the hole over here, right? And then I could actually see it was so bright in there, and then I could see the cable was laying right there. It was about maybe 5 centimeters, 5 or 6 centimeters inside. And then I took a little tweezer. Let me show you the tweezer that I took. I've got one of these little things. I think this belongs to my wife. I don't know, we actually got this, or my father-in-law gave it to me. Small little tweezer, and I just plugged it into that hole, grabbed hold of it and pulled it out. And I had to have another little cable just to help me, because it was a bit tight, but I managed to just wedge it through the hole. I pulled it and I clipped it, and now the cable's basically just enough to fit through to come out to these jets. So there's not a lot of extra play, as you can see how tight this how tight the cable's pulled here. So it's basically, it just makes it out to these holes, the length. So there's not a lot of extra play, but if you just tug on it to give yourself some start from the motor, and just make sure that the whole entire cable is nice and tight, and that you've got no extra play at the bottom of the water cable, and then you just track yourself through all the way to the jets, and then plug it in over there. And there I've plugged this one back in now. I heated it up with a light and just melted the rubber a little bit so that I could plug it easily back in, because I mean, after all these years, like 20 something years, this is a 2001 model, so the cables haven't been really played with for a long time. But yeah, now, so it's fixed. That's plugged in. Also, another thing is, just a side note, the motor what happened was, when you plug the motor in the cable, I had to buy a new generic water motor for the wiper motor pump, and the motor actually has a switch in it which was can only be plugged in from one side, right? So the new generic one that I bought, the original one, could only plug in from one side, so I still had the original plug on it and everything. So what happened was, I had to make a way to actually plug it back in the exact same order, and I couldn't remember how it plugged back in. So the cable only goes one way back into the power, into the motor, and if you plug it the opposite side into that motor, it will actually blow your fuses. So there's a 15 amp fuse in the fuse box under the steering. You will see that if you plug the cable into the wrong way into the motor, you will find that this number 5 over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that little blue one, that one is a 15 amp fuse, and it blows every time if you have it in the incorrect way, and then the wipers will stop working, because that's all part of the wipers. The wiper jets, it all works in one, so this whole lever for the wipers will not work anymore. So yeah, then I went down to the shop, bought like a few 15 amp extra fuses, and I ran my test until I blew actually 2 or 3 fuses before I actually got it right into the right angle. So I got it right, and I saved it. Then I connected the new motor up, plugged it, I kept that amp, that fuse in there, and now the wipers are working perfectly fine. Jets is working, everything is fine. I just thought I'd just share a little video in case that could help anyone out there, because I was trying to find a video or some kind of a thread or something to help me find what do you do when these pipes fall at the back of here, and everyone just said, you know, you have to strip the whole entire dash. I found another thread of another guy that said that his son found the cables with they bought a little camera where you can actually plug this wire. The camera's at the edge of the wire, and you plug it down here, and you can look for the camera, you can look for the cable. I do actually have one of the cameras, by the way. I don't know where mine is, it's somewhere inside over there, but yeah, that's the way I done it. You can get the camera in if you need. It's got a bit of a torch on the edge of the camera in the wire, and you just move it around, and then you can actually have a better view inside the actual panel. But yeah, that's the shortcut that I'll show you. How I could get a better view of how to find it. So you just open up this, disconnect the cabio, look at the back. I showed you how to feed that thing through at the back, and yeah, and the other side over there, you take the cover off, and then you don't have to strip your whole entire dash of the vehicle. So yeah, this is a 2001 model Volkswagen 2.3i Microbus, and that is how you feed the water, the wiper water pipe jets cable back into the jets if they fall at the back of the panel. Hope that helps. Anyways, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and also all praise is due to God for giving me the actual knowledge to actually find this cables and how to do it, because I wouldn't have done it without his help. Anyways, all of the best. Assalamu alaikum.